Hello, good morning. Well, it's afternoon now. My name's Aliya and I am a 200-hour yoga qualified teacher, and this is the number 6 of the Eightfold Yoga Path that we are learning about. A lot of people come to yoga thinking that it's just about a lot of heavy breathing and a couple of stretches. However, there are 7 other things that you can do in yoga. And today we're going to be talking about Dharana, which is the number the 6th of the Eightfold Path. So this is the second attempt at explaining this, because I made a video yesterday and for some cosmic reasons it disappeared. I don't think I recorded it. Am I recording this one? Yes. Fantastic. So what is Dharana? Now, Dharana is, I'm just going to read something here that I got from a website called doyou.com. It's Do You Yoga, and they're really good at explaining things, and what I'll do is I'll just use them at the beginning and go off onto my own tangent. So what will happen in Dharana is it's a stage of concentration. So we've covered the first limb, which were the yamas, the restraints, or the things not to do. The second limb, which is niyamas, or positive things that we can do, ways of behavior that we can exhibit. Then we got to number 3, which was asana. That was the third limb, which are the physical postures that we put our body into. And then number 4, pranayama, learning about prana and energy flow, focusing in on controlling the breath. Then pratyahara, which was the first of the second stage, which takes us out of the way that we use our bodies and our breath and takes us into the internal world of our minds and our spirits. So pratyahara was the idea of sense withdrawal, switching off the senses so that we can really hear, see, feel, taste, touch what's going on inside and not our external. And then we come to this, the reason for this episode, which is Dharana, which is the concentration. So why? Well, because what we're trying to do in the Eightfold Path is get to a point of samadhi. Samadhi is this beautiful union of mind, body, spirit, love, connection, God, cosmic forces, whatever you want to call it, but it's a sense of unity, absolute unity. To get there, we need to go through different stages in order to clear off the different sheaths of the physical and mental bodies, so that when we remove all of those things, we can actually experience the connection. Because what breaks this connection with the unity is all these other things that go on around our soul. So we have our soul, and then the connection to the divine, and the connection to the cosmos or the unity, and then we cover it with lots of different things that we learn. And the process of the Eightfold Yoga Path is to remove all of those things so that we can feel connected. So let's focus on Dharana. Dharana is concentration. So how can we improve our concentration? By coming back to what it is that we are doing in that particular moment. So there are different types of meditation. One of them is candle gazing. So you can take a little birthday candle, which are really good for this type of meditation. Sit somewhere comfortable. Somewhere you can be in the light or in the dark, whatever you prefer. Light the candle and then just focus completely on that flame. It's a really good one because it's a short amount of time, because the candles don't last for hours and hours. So you know that there's a small amount of time that you start to begin practicing with. You can also set a timer if you don't want to use a birthday candle, you want to use a tea light instead. If you can practice for the whole amount that a tea light is lit for, that's amazing, because sometimes they're 2 to 3 hours. So set an alarm if you have something to do. Then other things that you can do are using prayer beads, so you can, or a necklace with different things on it, or a bracelet, whatever you want, just something that brings your attention back to that present moment. So, for example, you can also use an object. I have this here, this little rock that a friend gave to me that they painted. So you can use a physical object that you just put all your attention and focus onto. You can use mantras if you find that helpful, and you can say them internally or externally. Affirmations, they're another really good one to use. You can use flowers, you can use a mandala, you can use a photograph. Doesn't matter what it is that you focus on, almost at all. I'd recommend something good, like something that brings you joy. But for example, if you wanna meditate on a hair clip, you can meditate on a hair clip. If you want to meditate on a pencil, you can meditate on a pencil. The idea is just to give your mind something to focus on, so that when we move into the next stage, the limb number 7, which is Dharana, or profound and abstract meditation, when you don't have a focus point, what we've done is we've practiced so much focusing in on one thing that we've actually trained the muscles of the mind to always come back to the same focus. So another really good one is the breath. So if you just focus on breathing in and breathing out, that's another way to concentrate the mind. So different ways that you can look at this. This is the philosophy of yoga. So it's just different ideas that might help you on your journey to get to a samadhi state. Different ways that you can do focusing on the concentration. So we've spoken about candles, we've spoken about mantras. You can use a physical object. You can also use a memory. The reason that we do this is that all these activities and these exercises, what they do is they give the mind an opportunity to experience something else. So imagine, concentration is something which is really important these days, because we're bombarded with notifications on the phone, or we've got an inbox 3,000 emails deep, or we've got friends and family that want to FaceTime and speak with us, because at this point in time we're in a lockdown. People want to connect with each other, and we all know that we're at home. So there's no escape. Imagine the amount of concentration that is being broken on a daily basis, on an hourly basis sometimes. So what we do is we allow the mind to practice, and we exercise it, bring it back to concentration. Benefits of this is we relax into focus. So if you're one of those people like me that just has 1,000 thoughts going on all at the same time, I remember seeing a really funny post about how a woman's mind is like a PC or a Mac with 1,000 tabs open at the same time. I don't think it's just women. I think it's everyone. There's always like a constant stream of information coming in and out of our brains. So when we practice Dharana, what we do is we actually give the majority of the mind a bit of a rest. So when you rest all the parts of your mind, apart from the part that is just focusing in on one thing, it's a liberty. It's a liberation. It's a fantastic little holiday in your brain, in your mind, in your body, in your time, and you can be absorbed, fully absorbed into that particular moment, and we bring ourselves back to the present moment. What else does it do? It allows you to enjoy your life in such a way that perhaps you didn't appreciate before. When you start to look behind the veil of physical objects, and you start to meditate upon one thing, it's a fantastic way to just appreciate different aspects of life. You can start to enjoy the small pleasures in life, and you don't um, you don't have to try so hard. You can just find that flow. The reason that we practice this is that when we don't have that point of concentration, what might happen is that we will begin to find meditation a little bit more tricky, because that's when you've got no objective focus. So imagine having an uninterrupted flow of concentration where you could fully absorb yourself into the task in hand, where nothing phases you. You just crack on and keep going. There's nothing to interrupt your flow. You're just in a beautiful world of your own creation that you've made. So people often find that they do practice dharana, that fixed point of concentration. However, perhaps they don't realize that they're in control of that as well. So if you've ever found that your thoughts are running away and you're just focused on one particular point in time, for example, let me give you an idea. Have you ever thought about a time where you could have said something but you didn't? And then a couple of days later, you're like, oh, I wish I said this. And then a couple of days later after that, you're like, oh, I wish I could have said that. You're actually practicing dharana without even knowing it. However, you're not using it in a way that it can make your life fantastic. You're using it in a way where you come back to that focused point of pain. So shed the pain, shed the beating yourself up, shed the, oh, I should have said this, could have said that, could have done this, could have done that, and go into a different space. And you want, think about the last time that something happened that was really good and focus in on that. So there's two lessons in today's chat. One of them is about dharana and how you can start to practice your mental concentration by using a physical object or a mantra or a candle or a thought, an idea. But I also want to invite you to have a look at how you do actually practice this already, however, not in a way that I would say actually benefits your life. So what I'd like you to do is just transpose this skill that you already have. Take it away from the moments when it's not going to do you any good. Put it onto the other side and put it into something else. So this is a really good way to bring yourself back to the present moment, bring yourself back to the breath, bring yourself to the candle meditation, bring yourself to a happy point in time, bring yourself to a success that you've had, bring yourself to a mantra or a flower or a picture of something, and just bring the concentration back so that when you need to concentrate on something, when you actually need to put your effort into something, it's there as a muscle ready for you to use. You've practiced it, and it's just waiting for you. There's so much good stuff waiting for you when you go through these different stages and you keep trying, and you keep coming back to your path and your middle path, and you keep going. and in fact, what you're doing is you keep coming closer and closer and closer to what it is that is unique to you, your unity with the world, your unity with your spirit, your unity with the path. So we start going deeper and deeper and deeper. Now, I don't really want to talk too much about this because the main thing is about cracking on and trying. So a couple of tasks. One, light a candle, get something that you want to focus on, could be pencil sharpener, and just set a timer for 2 minutes and focus on that particular object. So I think it's quite good to practice with a physical object that you can see, because you are in the present moment then focusing on that. So I'd like you to try 2 minutes, and it's as easy as that. You'll notice that your mind will go to a place where it's like, oh, actually, you should be doing this. Bring it back, notice, bring it back, put it back onto the item. You might be thinking, oh, this is stupid, or why am I wasting my time at this? Bring it back and just go, well, I'm actually going to do this now. I've made the decision to commit 2 minutes of time to focusing and improving my concentration through brain training. So that's one task. Focus on something for 2 minutes and notice the amount of attention and concentration being built over a period of time. So 2 minutes every day, increase it to 3 minutes, increase it to 5, increase it to 15, as and however long you want. Your time is within your control. That's the first thing. Second thing, notice when you go on a little voyage in your mind, in your memory, and you think of a time when you come back to something that you've thought about a lot, and then you want to play with that. At that point, I want you to decide, do you want to think about it anymore, or do you want to concentrate on what it is that you need to be doing in that particular moment? I often find that I can be doing something and my mind will snap back to a moment where I'm like, oh yeah, that happened. I wish I did this. I wish I did that. And that is a moment that you can realize, but what I'm doing right now is really important. I'm going to come back to the now and carry on with my stuff that I need to do. And you practice your concentration, and you're going to get so much further with whatever it is that you want to do. If you want to reach a samadhi state, you'll get there by practicing and concentrating on improving your focus and concentration. If you want to build a business, come back to your concentration and do this. Concentrate on what it is that you want to do. If you want to learn a skill like driving a car, then you need to focus on your studies. If you want to learn how to draw, then you need to focus on practicing drawing skill. If you want to, I don't know, whatever it is that you want to do, this is when we have that fixed point concentration, and we just meditate upon something, and you get to explore that world and experience it in a much more deep and profound way because you are choosing to. So whenever we talk about ideas of the mind and the philosophy of these steps, it can feel like it's not so structured, and that's a good thing because you're the only person that knows what's going on in your mind, and the whole point of the Eightfold Path is to discover that unity of yourself with everything else. So the more you learn about yourself, the more you learn about how you concentrate on something, the more you learn about how successful you are concentrating on one thing. Maybe pick something that you enjoy. So I'm just going to leave that with you as the final thought. Concentrate on something that you enjoy for a few moments each day and see how much your life changes. So thank you very much for joining me today. My name is Aliya. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a look at the other videos, and for all of the ones that you like, please stay by pressing the thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe if you want to hear about my ramblings on yoga. Feel free to comment if you have any ideas or you want to say something. You have a voice that you can use. I teach yoga online and in person in Granada in Spain. I have a Facebook page that you can discover by looking in the description box. If you want to follow me on Facebook, the ideas will be there. I also have an Instagram page which you can follow, and everything. Your next step is to just click more on the description box and have a look at the information. It's all there ready and waiting for you. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed. Love you loads. Namaste and concentrate. So I'll see you super soon, and thanks very much for coming. Bye.